Folks, back again with another video on unforgiveness, and I hope that this video reaches a lot of folks as it will reach myself, because I'm in a season of learning the importance of forgiving. Not only that, not looking back on like circumstances or people that I did forgive, or even myself, looking back at it and kind of reliving the anger, all the emotions again. And I just want to talk about how unhealthy it is to relapse on unforgiveness. Like, basically, once you've forgiven someone, and you just start reminiscing about it out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't stand that person once again. And you felt like you've forgiven that person before, but you're reliving that over and over again. The more you see the person or even think about them, you just don't want to be bothered with that person no more. You feel grudge, you feel resentment towards that person. And I'm in that season right now. That's why I'm making this video, because although I do understand the importance of forgiving, not only, of course, from a biblical standpoint, what God says, but also, the way unforgiveness makes one feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't feel good, living with, some rage inside of you, and, just being upset and being angry and all those things that you don't want to feel, walking around basically with a burden on your shoulder. And it's hard. Forgiveness is one of the most hardest things you can do. It depends on what, fault someone has done on you, what they did to you. Forgiveness is not an easy thing to do. I'm not making this video to tell people like, oh, it's easy to do, because that's not the truth. Forgiveness is very hard, like, because you don't want to be hurt again. So that's one of the main reasons we don't want to forgive people. We want to forget it, we want to forgive them, but it's like, you know what, if I do this, I'm letting my guard down. But that just closes us up for blessings to come our way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually learning that, like I said, in this season, I'm dealing with that myself, and learn to forgive completely and not relive those moments. And, it's hard when you see the person over and over and over again. It's just like you don't get that time to just like have that closure and that distance. And especially if it's like a family member or something, which that's the case for myself. It's just really, really hard. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give up on God and give up on His word and stop praying and everything. That's all I really have. And like I said, it does affect my mood, and to live like that, you know what I'm saying? To just live, to keep reliving the moments over and over. But like I said, it's harder once you're, in contact with the person and seeing them, not necessarily having to talk to them, because it is important to create healthy boundaries, and I'm definitely aware of that. Like, you could try your best to get along with people, and if they don't reciprocate that with you, there's nothing much you can do. You're only responsible for yourself at the end of the day. Your conduct and character, that's what you're responsible for. So definitely be the bigger person if you can. Pray on it if you can't. If you find it unbearable and hard to do, it will give you some peace in your life, the way that God intends for us to live, to have some peace. But yeah, I definitely know what it's like to not forgive someone fully. Like I said, I've said it before. I'm like, I forgive this person, I'm moving forward. And then there's another offense, back to back to back. It's like, and I know how important it is to keep on forgiving, but to not be a fool where you're just taking the punches over and over. Just like, okay, I'm gonna, fall back a bit. Give yourself healthy boundaries. It's very important for your sanity. And so yeah, forgiveness is not easy. In fact, it's one of the most hardest things to do, is to forgive someone. But the peace that comes along with forgiving is unmatched. So, give yourself time. And I'm definitely giving myself time too. That's why I'm making this video, so that I can go back to it and I'm like, remember what you said about forgiveness. And like I said, I hope this will help and reach others as well as it will myself. Everything takes time, patience. Especially if you're pursuing peace, you're pursuing to try to forgive someone over their offenses and what they did to you, no matter what that offense may be. It's just a matter of time, prayer and time, and just giving things, just patience. It comes along with that, lots of patience. It's not easy. I don't think it's meant to be easy. I think it's meant to build character within ourselves, and also to reflect on the fact that we may have offended others too, and on a day-to-day basis, and may not even know it, or we may have offended someone in the past or people in the past, and made them feel a certain type of way. And so that's something that I take in consideration too, because I know I most definitely offended folks. And so I keep that in mind, that I would want people to forgive me, especially if you have a heart of change and growth, and you're striving to do better and be better. You'll want people to forgive you for your faults and offenses to others. So, likewise with others, but some people just don't care. And it is what it is. There are some people who don't care if they offend you, and they'll just keep on doing the same stuff over and over. But at the end of the day, we are only responsible for our own conduct, our character, and our own behavior at the end of the day. So you want to go to sleep knowing that you did the best that you could in a situation to try to mend something. But that's not to say that, the other person or other people will be on the same page as you are. People grow at different paces. Some people won't grow at all, and it's nothing you can do about that. So I'm learning that day by day, and it's helping me to let go, and so I can, move on with my life. I don't have to live in bondage like that. It's not meant for me to live in bondage. Just keep in mind that no one's perfect. Sometimes people don't even know that they did offend you unless you tell them, like, hey, you know what? That hurt my feelings. That wasn't cool what you said, what you did. And you never know their response. If they care, they would, apologize. I'm sorry that I offended you. If not, there are some people who are cold turkey. They don't care. And that's where you have to be like, you know what? With all you got, give it all you got, and to forgive them. Hey, they don't understand my feelings. They're not considering my feelings, but then you forgive them so that you're not holding that hostility within you, and then you're reciprocating it to other people around you who's not even deserving of it. They're not even deserving of it, because if they're so cold like that, they need to be wrapped in love. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mature way to think of it. If someone that offended you never apologizes, and that could be painful too. But just keep that in mind, that they are out of touch with things, and lack of love. But yeah, that's my video on unforgiveness, and I hope this reached someone else out there. I hope you guys have a great one. Until the next video, talk to y'all soon.